Extreme temperatures and increasing natural disasters are putting a strain on the way we live, putting people in danger. Climate change is a major challenge for life on the planet. How can architecture be safe and efficient under these conditions? The way we build, live, and dwell must be rethought.
Something new, something different has to come from somewhere else.
There needs to be some sort of sensibility and understanding of the context as well as the people.
Innovation always has to do with scarcity and pressure, always.
Any construction has to go hand in hand with the reclaiming of our lands.
What will the house of the future look like? Let us take you on a journey around the world. Here are 5 buildings which could stand the test of time. Located at the foot of the Andes in the province Jujuy, the Lola Mora Cultural Center is surrounded by the dense Yunga forests. Once it's completed, the building will house sculptures crafted by its namesake, Lola Mora, a pioneer sculptress and national hero. The idea behind the Cultural Center is as simple as it is fascinating. Designed as a net-zero energy building, it will produce as much energy as it consumes. But how exactly are modern buildings able to achieve this?
One of the main components is that the buildings should be very efficient so that they should consume as little energy as possible.
Energy efficiency and low consumption of resources is key to achieving a net-zero energy building. The second important pillar of these highly sustainable buildings is the production of energy. In the case of the Cultural Center, this is done by using on-site renewable energy resources, including solar panels and wind turbines, which produce more energy than the space requires. But how can wind turbines, which many consider to be an eyesore, be incorporated into aesthetically pleasing architecture?
Instead of using the typical horizontal turbines that you see throughout the countryside, we're using a vertical axis turbine. And we're incorporating the turbine as a structural element, which is like a little tower that acts as an accent.
Energy-efficient architecture as art? The Lola Mora Cultural Center proves that it's possible. From South America around the globe to Asia. Landscape architect Kochakorn Voraakam turns unused spaces into ecological infrastructure. Among them is the rooftop of the Thammasat University in Rangsit, Thailand.
Think about all the waste space, millions of square meters of wasted rooftop. It's actually part of our problems, can turn into the solution.
Thammasat University's urban rooftop is the largest of its kind in Asia. It's shaped like the traditional rice terraces of southern Asia and combines sustainable food production, renewable energy, and public space to be used for teaching or events.
When you're saving the energy, you don't open air conditioning, which also, of course, you put all the heat outside, which is like make it even worse. So having green roof reduce the energy cost and also cool down the temperature for the surrounding.
Voraakam's design tackles one of the biggest challenges architects are facing: constructing buildings that can withstand rising temperatures caused by climate change. Traditionally, buildings in hot climate zones relied heavily on classic air conditioning, a relatively cheap and efficient way to cool down a building, but with detrimental effects. According to a 2022 study, cooling accounts for 10% of the global electricity use and nearly 4% of the annual greenhouse gas emissions. Today, architects like Kochakorn Voraakam are moving beyond the need for traditional air conditioning with new designs and passive cooling techniques. Next, we fly from Asia to Africa, more specifically the West African nation of Benin. This project takes inspiration from the palaver tree and an ancient West African tradition, according to which communities gather beneath its branches to make decisions together. Benin's National Assembly Hall, designed by Burkinabe German architect Francis Kéré, embraces this sense of community. He wants the design to be a symbol for democracy and the country's culture.
Die Tatsache,
People looking to gather would look for a tree, ideally a large tree that provides plenty of shade. You get together, sit down, and discuss issues affecting the community or village. It symbolizes true democracy. I used this as inspiration for Benin's parliament building.
One of the distinguishing characteristics of Kéré's work is his unwavering focus on local conditions and circumstances. As an architect, he has the remarkable ability to understand and incorporate the specific context of a site into his designs. In consideration of Benin's hot climate, Francis Kéré prioritized outdoor spaces and natural ventilation. Circulation areas were strategically designed to promote easy airflow through the central courtyard. Emphasizing the importance of green spaces, a significant portion of the site will be transformed into a vibrant public park, adorned with the native West African flora, yet another nod to the local environments. For our next project, we're staying on the African continent and moving from Benin to Ghana's capital, Accra. Ghana's first plastic house is an interesting sight. What looks like normal brick is actually a mixture of sand and plastic waste. The bricks made from recycled material are stable and good insulators.
The bricks are designed in such a way that there is a groove or hole in between, which doesn't allow the heat from outside to get in and also maintain the temperature of the room.
Nelson Boateng's facility accepts waste collected by around 300 employees. He designed and built both the cleaning device and the machine that breaks down and melts the plastic. The bricks are made from old melted plastics mixed with sand. Under pressure and extreme heat, a paste is formed from which the bricks are pressed. His facility can produce 25 bricks per hour. They're made of about 1/3 of recycled plastic.
So I'm so excited that I can use one problem, that's the plastic waste problem that is affecting the world, and then use that same problem to solve housing problem in Ghana.
Plastic bricks are a climate-friendly building material, especially compared to concrete, which has a colossal carbon footprint. At least 8% of annual global emissions caused by humans come from the cement industry alone. Boateng's plastic brick house is about 1/3 cheaper than a comparable concrete house. Viewings take place every day. Recycled plastic seems to be a trend among Ghana's young urban professionals.
I think it's a win-win for me to use plastic to build houses because I'm getting a product that is much better than using regular concrete at the same time for a cheaper price whilst contributing to sustainable development.
Nelson Boateng has gained international recognition for his invention, even winning a grant by the United Nations Development Program. Will his invention make concrete buildings a thing of the past? For our last project, we are flying to Europe, to Albania's capital of Tirana. An iconic landmark is undergoing repurposing to shed off its legacy as a communist showpiece. Constructed in the 1980s, this brutalist monument has had many faces. Originally, it was conceived as a museum dedicated to the communist dictator Enver Hoxha. During the war in Kosovo, the pyramid served as a base for NATO, and later as a nightclub. In the following decades, the building was abandoned and left to decay. Its facade was often used by young people as a dangerous playground. Now, the Dutch Architecture Bureau, MVRDV, is reclaiming the formerly derelict structure for the city's inhabitants. By opening up the building and adding greenery to the atrium and its surroundings, the former communist bleakness is making room for new developments. Special emphasis is placed on the pyramid's iconic sloping concrete beams. Steps were added to allow visitors to walk all over the building to enjoy stunning views of the city. The repurposed pyramid will accommodate classrooms, cafes, and tech company offices. The idea? Using a space which once stood as a symbol of oppression to educate new generations. The Tirana Pyramid's transformation stands as an impressive example of how an abandoned building can be repurposed for a new era, while still honoring its intricate history. Exciting, future-proof architecture doesn't always mean starting from scratch. Thanks for coming with us on this journey across the globe, where we met innovators and architects with great plans for the future of our planet. What are some other examples of innovative and cutting-edge buildings? Share with us in the comments.